Mangria! Welcome to the after party hangover. I'm James Garrettson, the Jet Ski King from Tiger King. This is a show that talks about a show that talks about a show. Everyone except that bitch Carol Baskin is invited. And as always, hail Linda's Bush. And remember, the bitch Carol Baskin, she killed her fucking husband. Mangria!
Go check out the after party hangover.
Hashtag shut the fuck up for one.
We kiss the stars. We ride. We are your name. Desire.
Welcome to the after party hangover.
Welcome to the After Party Hangover. I'm your host, Mangria Fueled, and this is a show that talks about a show that talks about a show. Today's guest, he is a UK Facebook question asker. He is one half of the Brothers of Penetration. He also agrees that Jake is a nonce. It is James Roche. What is going on, my man?
Hey man, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. And let's start out with us having something in common. We both share the love of the undisputed WWE Championship belt. How did you acquire yours?
WWE Euro Shop.
Oh, hell yeah, man. I believe I got mine when it was like $400. That's because I got a huge tax refund.
Oh, nice. No, I got mine on a sale. It was like, I think it was like 280. I think it was at the time.
Well,
That's pounds.
That's the smart way to do it.
They always put sales on. Always make sure you have a look at the right time.
I actually just ordered a new belt that I'll be showing off hopefully by next week. But okay, let's get this started. James,
Awesome.
How did you start watching wrestling? How did the whole world of wrestling get introduced to you?
It was video games. It was on the old Xbox. You had like Backyard Wrestling, WWF Raw. Loved them. Wasn't really allowed to watch wrestling, apparently too violent, but managed to get my hands on WWF Wild in the UK VHS tape. And from there, it just started from there, got a bit older, sneaking up at 1 o'clock in the morning, like British time, watch Raw, and then wake up for school and mum going, "Why are you so tired?" I'm like, don't know. No idea.
Well, how did that? Wow, you just skipped to the last question. That's usually the last question I ask. So you started playing WWE video games, you said, with the Xbox and Backyard Wrestling. Have you played any of the SmackDown versus Raws or 2K games?
Oh, definitely. Once it started off with WWF Raw and Backyard Wrestling, it was like every single WWE game I had to have it.
Well, my friend, you just qualified yourself to be introduced into the world of APPW.
I watched it the other night. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Well, I will put you in the game. What moveset would you like?
Ooh, definitely gotta be a powerhouse. Gotta like hurting people.
So Brock or Kane or Taker or Big Show or even Cesaro?
This is gonna sound really weird, but it's not a male's moveset. It's Shayna Baszler.
Oh shit!
I like what Shayna does.
Nice.
Like all the badasses in wrestling, if you notice, are from South Dakota. Brock Lesnar, Shayna Baszler.
Wow. So does that mean that you love her finishing move as well?
What I forgot what it's called.
Coquina Clutch?
Coquina, that's the one. I was thinking Kimura.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's Brock.
No. It's the Kira Fuda Clutch. They all have different names, but they're all the same move basically.
They all sound alike.
Yeah.
But it's brutal. And what she's doing now with this whole arm breaking thing is amazing.
What would you rename that move? Since everybody else renamed it, what would you call it?
What, the arm breaking?
No, the Kira Fuda Clutch or the Coquina Clutch. You put your own little spin on it.
Honestly, wouldn't have a clue.
No?
Wouldn't have a clue. Maybe although it'd be one of my hashtags, call it for Shane, I call it the Shangri-La Clutch.
Oh, nice. Shangri-La Clutch. Okay. Because I don't know if you noticed or not, but I do drunken commentary during the matches, and I like to have a specific name for each move.
I liked that. I liked that. It was so funny to watch, and how you managed to do something with 2K20, I have no idea because I had it for like a week and it was done.
It's a miracle actually. It does glitch a lot, like during the multiple man tag matches. There's so much to load that it freezes. So
It's
I have to record it in a very unique way, but I digress. Um,
it's awful.
well, how did you discover the Steel Real After Party podcast?
That would be Terry. He was talking about you interviewing him on this, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. So I checked it out, and I was like, oh, this is funny. And I see the memes on the Steel Wheel page, and he's like, do you ever listen to any podcasts? I'm like, not really. He's like, you got to listen to this one. You got to start listening to it, and I haven't stopped since.
Nice. How and when do you listen?
It's usually when I'm just gaming, so I'll sit there on the PlayStation playing games and just have it on in the background.
Do you have a favorite segment of all time?
Oh, it's got to be the questions.
The questions. Well, hey,
Got it's
you and Terry and Sean are keeping the Facebook questions alive.
it's fun. It's what I look forward to on a week, especially with everything that's going on. I've got nothing else to look forward to.
And now that it's only on once a month, now we have to really like anticipate it and look forward to it even more now.
Gives us more time to think.
That's true. I
No excuse for rubbish questions.
I told Jake that he's doing this once a month now. He better expect that everybody's going to unload tons of hashtags even more often now.
It's got to be done.
Well, your buddy Terry told me that you're a huge fan of Canadian wrestlers. Is there any specific favorite that you have of all time?
I think everyone's favorite Canadian wrestler's got to be Jericho.
Oh, Chris
He's just
Jericho.
he can change so easily. Like he can adapt to any scenario.
The master of reinvention.
Pretty much. That's it. He's just if you told him to do anything you tell him to do, he can do.
Not
Like the fact he got champagne over with the little bit of the bubbly, it's the man can do anything.
You know, I was watching that. I don't know if you're familiar with the Jim Carrey movie Dumb and Dumber, but
I was watching that the other day.
during the scene where he's wearing his orange tux and they were in the auction house or they're at a fundraiser or something, and there was two owls in the cage, and he was excited that he got a date with some girl, and he goes, "Well, this calls for a little bit of the bubbly." I was like, "Wait a minute, is that where?"
Wait a minute, I've heard that somewhere. It's not as original, is it?
I have no idea. I mean, that would be funny if that's where he got it from, but maybe it was just in the zeitgeist already. Everybody said it, but I just thought that was really funny coincidence.
When I saw it, I was like, maybe Jericho isn't as inventive as we thought. Maybe he stole it from the movie. But I don't want to think that.
Well, let's see. You've mentioned wrestlers like Jericho and Shayna Baszler. Do you have a favorite theme song?
Favorite at the moment, I like Sean Spears' theme, that Perfection one. What he's with AEW. I love that.
Oh, nice.
But
So you love AEW as well?
I'm really into AEW. I'm really into it. I want to see Rusev go to AEW after the release, as I think everyone does.
Did you hear
That man needs
rumors?
to get used.
Did you hear the rumors about the revival or the revolt?
I did see that the revival might be going there.
It's rumored now that they might go to NWA.
Ooh. No, I mean, I don't really watch NWA. WWE's always been what it's like. I tried to get into New Japan, got into it a little bit. Then AEW come along. I'm into AEW. But apart from that, I don't really venture out into anything else.
Neither do I, because I mean WWE puts out so much content, that we got to keep up with. And then they added AEW Dynamite and their pay-per-views. So AEW for me is extra, but I really do enjoy watching it and I cover it weekly. So I would love to cover an AEW Dynamite show with you in the future if you're down for it.
Definitely be down for that. Definitely.
Sean Spears' theme. Wow, you know what? I don't even notice it when he comes out because I'm always looking forward to singing along with Jericho's song like everybody else.
Got to be done.
But
But
what do What are your thoughts on the match that just happened between Hagar and Moxley, the empty arena match? Because I've been hearing a lot of mixed reviews on it.
Every match is an empty arena match.
Yeah,
Like, obviously, AEW have put the superstars like around the outside, which is awesome.
yeah,
But every match is an empty arena match. And there was a lot of confusion with, is it a falls count anywhere? Is it not? JR was getting really confused,
yeah.
and like it wasn't good. It could have been better.
Well, I mean, they made it seem like it was going to be this knockout, drag out, blood and guts fight, you know,
Yeah.
because Moxley's all hardcore. And the last time we saw Moxley in a Extreme Rules situation, he suplexed Kenny Omega on a bed of barbed wire. And during this matchup, he was mainly trying to out wrestle Jake. Very strange.
Yeah, I expected to see a lot more brutality, but disappointed.
But you know, then again, we always have tomorrow night. Maybe they'll redeem themselves and maybe add to the story because you know the TNT Championship tournament is happening. Who do you predict will win that one?
Ooh.
Because there's the Murder Hawk, there's Cody, there's Sammy Guevara, and
I want to see Sammy. I want to see Sammy Guevara.
yeah, I agree because there's no better way for him to, you know, uh, rocket strap his ass to the top of the card and make his future brighter than winning the first ever TNT championship. I mean, the Murder Hawk, a lot of people are picking him to win because he's so brutal. And the finals, people want to see Cody take on the Murder Hawk, but the title, it seemed like it was made for Sammy Guevara.
Yeah. It is a mid-card title. It's a bit like what we've got in WWE with the US and the IC title.
I
You
like
can't have everyone fighting over one title.
I like how Dustin Rhodes is saying if he doesn't win the title, he's going to retire. It's like, all right, dude, just relax.
It's it's not like you're fighting. I mean, any title is a title to win. Any title is good to win, but if you're going to retire over something like that, then you know it's a bit. It's like saying R-Truth going, if I don't win the 24/7 title, I'm going to retire. Like you've won it enough. You've won enough titles. Just go away.
It's kind of like he made it a foregone conclusion that he made it on purpose that he is going to retire. It's not because of the tournament. He just wants to retire.
Yeah, he wants to retire, and Cody doesn't need a TNT Television Championship.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that.
It seems like
He's got-
his job since he started is putting over everybody else. So maybe that's just what he's going to do this time as well.
Exactly. It's like putting the Intercontinental Championship on Triple H. It's like, no, you don't need that. Just put it down. Give it to someone else.
Exactly.
You don't need it.
That was kind of my quarrel with Raw last night. I don't know if you caught it or not, but Mysterio, he beat Murphy last night on Raw. I hope I
don't
didn't
agree with
spoil
it.
anything for you, but
No, I watched it earlier today, but
it was a little confusing that this veteran who's, you know, past his time, he beat Murphy, who had some great matches with Aleister Black. It's very confusing.
I don't see why Murphy didn't get that. I mean, I'm happy Apollo Crews beat MVP.
Yeah, that was a pretty good match, I guess. A lot of trash talking, but yeah, Apollo Crews is making his rise in the on the Raw roster. I'm excited to see that.
Exactly. And I'm starting to see why MVP's back in the company. He seems like his job is to help promote these guys, because when Apollo pinned him, it was like, this is the biggest win of his career, because beating someone like MVP,
Yeah,
it's a big thing.
and I like how MVP reminded the audience that he beat Kane. He beat all these
I
people.
beat Kane.
Yeah,
I beat Batista. You've beat nobody, and then he beats you. So
yeah. So he did a good job in that. Rey Mysterio, maybe the Money in the Bank climbing the corporate ladder specialty match like requires somebody as light as Rey Mysterio to throw around. That's the only thing I'm guessing why he moved forward.
yeah, could be a good theory.
Well, we got off a little topic little here, but I could talk wrestling all day.
Oh, definitely.
Favorite match of all time?
Favorite match of all time. It's got to be anything with Taker at Mania before he lost to Lesnar, because Taker can put on a match at Mania.
How about this one? Taker versus Michaels or Taker versus Punk? What did you like better?
Taker versus Michaels.
Yes. 25 or
doubt.
26?
Ooh. For the promo, I'd say 25, where he come out in all that holier than thou,
Yes.
all dressed in white, rising up out the floor. Look at me. That was brilliant. But the streak versus career was probably the better one.
Yeah, they were both amazing, like you said. Like Shawn Michaels came in the 25 all cocky, saying he's, he comes down in white, like from the heavens. And then
Yeah,
the 26, he's like desperate this time. Now he's like, oh, I gotta win this, I gotta win this. But yeah, you're right. Taker's matches at Mania are very hard to top.
absolutely amazing for Taker at Mania.
How about a favorite gimmick match? There's dozens of gimmick matches, but is there one that's your favorite?
Rumble.
The Royal Rumble.
I love the Rumble because you always know you're going to get, like this year we had Hurricane, had Molly Holly come out. It's just, you're going to get that little kick of nostalgia whenever when the Rumble comes, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And it might just be someone from NXT. Okay, cool. Or it might be someone from way back, and you just get that little feeling of nostalgia.
Well, how hard did you pop when Edge came back?
I had to watch it over and over again like 100 times. I had to. It was incredible.
And WWE, they always grasp at the opportunity to show us over and over again. We saw it on Raw like 50 more times. But
Yeah.
again, each time you see it, you smile because of how awesome that was. And the WWE 24 special was amazing as well.
I haven't got around to watching that yet, but I will be watching it soon.
I strongly recommend it.
I've still got a few more things to watch on network that I need to catch up on, but whenever I get in, it's onto the PlayStation, and I never get around to watching anything else.
Well, I reached out to Facebook Sean for a question to ask you, and he gave me a Mad Lib instead. So I'm
Go for
gonna
it.
put your name in place where it says insert name. But I also asked the rest of the Hall of Famers to help me fill this out. So let me read this story. Once upon a time, there was a man from the UK. His name, James Roche. Now, he was a good young boy and had a lot of dreams as a child. But then his parents were murdered. He goes to stay with his aunt and uncle, Victor and Patty. They were getting along just fine until Victor decided to lay hands on James. While Victor was about to hit him, he yelled, I am the man! Afterwards, James gets a letter in the mail. He gets the opportunity to follow in his parents' footsteps by going to a school to become a pilot. After he escaped his aunt and uncle's house with the help of his new friend, Otis, he goes to the school. He meets two more friends, Ryan and Haley, where they have adventures together while they figure out the mystery of the Dark Pilot. He has a plan for taking over the school. His name? Vince McMahon. After years of taking them on James. Oh, yeah, James has only one choice, to take on Vince McMahon in a way that he never thought about trying, professional wrestling. They meet at the school. They begin the match by firing off spells at one another. Then at the end, Vince McMahon is down. James goes for his finishing maneuver, the rear view, and Vince McMahon taps out. James. Vince McMahon hands over his super tight tights and flakes away like a cream puff. Anyway, not everyone is happy, but they live a while afterwards. Eventually, they all have children who have weird names in the town nobody cares about. The end.
That was something else, that was.
That dude, Sean, he came up with that story on the fly, man, because I asked him, and he got back to me in like 10 minutes with that entire story. I was very impressed, but that was...
Well done, Sean. That's very impressive.
Well, James, is there anything else you'd like to plug before I let you go here today?
Well, I'll be honest, I did do like a little bit of writing down, but I think, like I sat there listened to some of the other ones, written some stuff down, but everything, no, it's been really fun. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, man, if you have
Definitely like to do it again sometime.
if you have anything else you want to say that you wrote down, go for it.
Oh, it was just basically I listened to some of the questions that you've done and pretty rich down some answers.
Yeah.
That's literally what I've gone with. Just getting a little bit of a sort of like a cheeky jump start, so I'm not thrown off.
Well, I'm very happy to hear that you played WWE video games because I am knee deep in this APPW Dynamite. As a matter of fact, this Saturday there will be 5 matches going on. We'll get to see if Jake and Sam will be able to follow through with their dream of becoming the SRAP best friends as they take on Breezango. If they win that match, Jake and Sam will officially become the SRAP best friends and face a tag team of my choosing at the next pay-per-view, Money in the Stank, which is 3 weeks away.
I look forward to watching it. It's going to be brilliant. And I look forward to my debut.
That's right. James Roche will be making his debut, ladies and gentlemen. He gave me all the information that I needed to make that. Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, James, for your time. And as always, all hail Linda's Bush.
I'm beyond all that fuck shit. Hey. Hey, lil' mama, would you like to be my sunshine? Hail Caesar.
Yo, it's your boy Julius Caesar here, and Mangria has asked me, do I watch a documentary on serial killers and all that type of shit? No. Hell no. Hell no. Ain't no fucking 40-year-old housewife sitting at home fucking watching with a bottle of wine talking about, damn, girl, you see what's going on? Wait, 40-year-old housewives don't talk like that. They'd be like, Karen, I cannot believe how good he looks on trial. Yeah, I ain't in all that fuck shit. The only murderer I watch is O.J. Simpson on Twitter. Damn right. Hello, Twitter world. It's me, yours truly. Yeah, that motherfucker got issues. That motherfucker said Carol Baskin's a murderer. You would know. He would know. Allegedly. Keep going, OJ. So yeah, the answer is hell no. Only police show. Yeah, I had nothing. I was gonna make a joke there. I got nothing. Yeah, I'm sober right now. Sorry, but yeah. No, I don't watch cops. I don't watch police shows. I watched The Wire, and that was for the criminals because they kept getting away with it. Because the game is the game. It always stays the same. And if you got a problem with that, you can see me in the comments once a month, I guess. Yeah, drop some comments on this shit on YouTube. Drop some comments on Mangria's page. You want to see me bad enough? Bitch, you just hit me up, Julius Caesar. Dropping them DMs. I'll curse your ass out in the DMs and keep it moving. Out your boy.